For LMURailsplitters.com, I'm Scott Rowland, joined alongside Director of Track and Field and Cross Country Rochelle Black as the track and field teams get ready for the South Atlantic Conference Indoor Track and Field meet this weekend at JDL Fast Track. Coach, just briefly talk about how the team's feeling heading into this weekend's meet.
I think their spirits are up. I think they're a little more confident than I thought they would be. When we went to the meet a few weeks ago at JDL, that was the first time we had been there all year. So getting the freshmen acclimated and getting some of the returners reacclimated, it was beneficial for us.
You look back to last year, a 7th place finish for the women's team, a 9th place finish for the guys team. Kind of what are the aspirations going into this year's meet?
Right now, we're just looking at it, taking it literally one day at a time. It's a 2-day meet as compared to last year's one-day thing. Now, what I've explained to them is if you have an event on day one, treat it as if it is your final. For our people doing the 60 hurdles or the 200 or the 400, they have to earn the right to get into the finals for Sunday. So it's a one-day meet until they say we can compete the second day.
Obviously, it is a much different approach from last year where it was a one-day meet. So how do you prepare for this and kind of it being a little bit more traditional in that 2-day format?
We've been preparing all year in the sense of going to these track meets that are multiple-day meets. In the end, look, it's just a track meet. The only thing that differs is if you get in the top 8, you score points. You get in the top 3, you get a medal. And that's how we have to look at it.
As we always kind of talk about, what are you really looking forward to? What events in particular are you hoping to watch and see perform at a high level this weekend?
What's really standing out for me is the women's 800. Coach Donahue and I were just talking. Chloe and Unique have really turned the page when it comes to their running, and both of them are ranked in the top 10. I think going to this weekend, Unique is 10th and just out of 8th place, whereas Chloe is 7th. So Chloe right now, if she just runs par, she runs what she's been doing, she'll score at our conference championship, which would be a first. And then you've got Unique, who's right on the cusp of getting in the final. So I'm hopeful to get the two of them in there. Then we've got, both our men's and women's 4x4. That's always a fun event at the end of the day, seeing those 4 people on the men's side and the women come together and race when they've already done the rest of their events. So those 2 events stand out pretty much for me.
You talk about this is just a regular meet, but obviously it's hard for your student athletes probably not to say this is a conference championship meet. So how do you kind of keep the focus more, honed in instead of getting your head too big and too concentrated on it being a conference championship meet?
It's a hard thing to do, but you just have to keep telling yourself, we have to keep telling the athletes and our own selves as coaches, this is just a regular meet. It is a championship meet, but we've prepared all year for this. This is one of the meets that we've actually circled on the calendar saying, look, we want to do well at this meet, but we can't go at it any differently. We know that if we fumble here, then the whole season's going to be a wash.
Well, the South Atlantic Conference Indoor Championships take place on Saturday and Sunday at the JDL Fast Track in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Live stats will be available on www.lmurailsplitters.com. For Coach Black, I'm Scott Rowland, and this is LMURailsplitters.com.